Hello everybody and welcome back to another Heyday video. Today I am going to head on over into my town down here and I'm going to do a little bit of an explanation about this building here, the town hall, which I have right smack bang in the center of my town. So there are a couple of different ways to play the town. But the way that I do it is by using the town hall as the sort of interface to control everything that's happening in my town. So I'm going to go through today and kind of explain what each of the tabs means and what you can do and what you can change the settings to make the town as productive as possible. So if I go ahead and tap on the town, there are 6 different tabs here. So the All tab shows all the visitors that are in your town currently, whether they are being served, waiting to be served, have been served, or have not yet been allocated to a building. So, for example, these first few visitors here, that's saying that they're ready. So if I go ahead and I say seat visitor, they're already waiting with their rewards for me out the front of the buildings. And then if I find, okay, so these town visitors say waiting. So if I go ahead and I say see visitor, I can see it's going to take me straight to that visitor in the building who I have not yet served because I don't have the products. Who else have I got in here? So I've got people waiting, people being served, and then idle. So idle are the ones who are still walking around in the town. So if I tap on her and I say see visitor, it'll take me straight to her and I can send her off to a building. In the All tab, it also shows the visitors who have been served and been collected from and who are back on the train platform ready to go home. But you can't tap on them because they are greyed out, because they are already on the platform, either waiting to be picked up from your townies or they are heading home because you served them completely. Once you request for help on a townie, it also pops up in here with the little green box around it with the exclamation point so that you know that that is a townie that you have asked for help on and they are waiting to be filled. The next tab is the idle tab. So that just shows all the visitors who are walking around in the town. So this is the tab that I use to send the visitors off to the building. So I'm going to do that right now. See visitor, send you away. I just find since they've updated the town interface, it is so much easier to, so much more efficient to play the town using this. So I'm a big fan and I would highly recommend doing it this way. So I'm just sending these visitors off to the buildings. I won't do them all. Alright, and then if I go into the waiting tab, it shows me all the visitors who are still waiting to be served in the building. So if I tap on you, alright, so I don't have the apple jam, but I can serve you. So let's do that. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it again because if I tap on the building to see the visitors, it's going to collect the rewards from the visitors who have already been served. So if I was in the middle of a derby task, which currently I am not, but if I was, I would not want to do that because you need to fully serve town visitors to collect rewards from them. So if I just tap on the building, it's going to collect all the rewards before I even have a chance to take a town task. So that is one of the main reasons why I use the town hall as the way to load up my town, but also just because it's quicker and it's easier than going around and tapping on each, trying to find the visitors this way and tapping on them and sending them off like that. Okay, so the waiting tab is everyone who's waiting in the buildings. So let's do you. Can't do that one. Can do that one. And then once you're in the building, once you've served a visitor in your building, you can tap on the other visitors in there as well and check out what they want. Okay, gift shop. I can do you. Can't do that one, and I can't do that one either. Beach cafe. I just did that. Spa I haven't done. No. Nope, I need olives. Cinema. And I can do that one. Alright, cool. So I'll leave the rest of those and get them done later. Alright, so the waiting tab are visitors who have not yet been served. The serving tab are the visitors who have been served. So that tells me how much time is left before each visitor is ready. So I can go ahead and speed that up with diamonds if I really want to, which I'm not going to. I've only got 42 diamonds. Or I can tap on the little magnifying glass one and go ahead and see visitor. And it just takes me straight to them and tells me how much time they have left and the rewards I will get once they have finished being served. Alright, and then in the Ready tab, it shows me all the visitors who have been served and are waiting outside the buildings to be collected, and they give the rewards to me. So, this is a great way to do a derby task instead of just tapping on the buildings and collecting from them, because you might not want to collect every single visitor that's there. You might have a visitor that's not fully served yet. Or you might only want to collect, certain types of visitors from a particular building. So if I go this, I can just tap on here and I can either go see visitor, or I can go collect the rewards straight away and it'll collect just from that visitor. And then if I want to say collect this lady down here, I tap on that, collect reward, and it gives me her reward. Okay, so right now, and then leaving is the visitors that are ready to go back to the platform. So these are the ones down here that can either be picked up by someone in your neighborhood or they will jump on the next train home. In each tab, you can change the organization, if you will, of the tabs. So if I tap on the settings here, so it has it for all, idle, waiting, serving, and ready. It doesn't have it for leaving because that doesn't matter, they're already gone. So you can either change it to the number of buildings or the townie type itself. Now this is mostly dependent on what sort of derby tasks you are doing, whether you've chosen to do a town task for a specific town visitor or a town building serving task. I'm currently in the All tab. If I go into the settings for the All tab, you can have it either by the number of buildings left or by the townie type. So I currently have it set on townie type. So if I have a look on the left hand side where the townies are, it'll show me that all the ladies are together, all the old guys are together, mechanics, the overall dudes, and the teachers are together. And those grayed out ones are the ones who are already on the platform waiting for another train. Then if I look at all the visitors who are listed as ready, again, they are grouped by visitors. So I only have one cowboy, he's on his own. The 3 old guys are together. I've got one muscle man, then all the mechanics are together. All the overall guys are together. Okay, so that's the end of the readies. And then it does it for the served as well. So it kind of groups the visitors based on what they're doing in the town. So they'll be listed by the type of visitor for the visitors who are on the train. They'll be listed by the type of visitor for the visitors who are ready to be collected from. They'll be listed by the type of visitor for the visitors who are being served in the buildings, and also the ones who are currently waiting to be served in the buildings as well. So if I look at the ones who are waiting, so I have 2 of the ladies, they're waiting. 1 cowboy, 1 old guy, 2 teachers there. So they're being listed, and then in the idle, it's the same thing. So 3 fancy ladies together. 1 cowboy, and then I've got 1 of each of the rest of them. So based on their status within the town, they are categorized by town visitors. So then if I go and change it to number of buildings left, the ones on the platform, it doesn't matter, they're already going home and they were served in 1 building anyway. But it does show you on the right hand side the ticks mean that I have served the visitor and they are going home. The ones that aren't ticked are still waiting for a train because I never got to serve them. I just sent them away. Now, the next lot, they've all been served already in one building, then two, then three. The ones that are ready. And then at the very bottom there's one building left. Okay, the ones who are being served, they're already being served in one building, so they will have one building left. These town visitors also have one building left. One building, sanctuary, one building, and then two buildings over here in the grocery store, two buildings as well, and then in idle, one building, and then straight to the three buildings. So it kind of goes in increasing order from the 1, 2, and 3, depending on how many buildings they have left. I don't really use the all tab, so honestly, it doesn't really, matter how I have that organized because I tend not to go in that one a lot. Again, in the idle tab, doesn't really bother me, but number of buildings left just lets you know that, alright, well, these guys are all three. So if I go and collect a couple of visitors from my neighbors and bring them back, here they come on the train. Alright, there they go. So, now these visitors who have just arrived end up in my idle tab. They're also in the all tab as well. But we're focusing on this one right now. So now it shows the visitors with one building left at the top and then three buildings left at the bottom. But if I go and change this setting to townie type, now it's going to show me by the town visitors. So I have the three ladies at the top and then there's only one of each for the rest of the buildings, so it doesn't really make much of a difference there. In the waiting tab, I currently have it for town visitor type as well in there, so it's by townie type. So say if I was doing a task where I had to serve 9 of the ladies, I would have this tab set to townie type so that I could just go and see how many I have straight away. So I have 2 of them, I have 2 of the teachers, and then 1 of everybody else. In the serving tab, I also have it so that it's on townie type as well, so you can change it in here to building, townie, or time left. So that just shows you from shortest to longest how much time is left before they've been served. I, again, tend to switch between townie or building, so this past derby, obviously I was focusing on townie tasks, so I had it by townie type so that I could see how many of each townie I had to make sure I had enough to complete a derby task. Whereas if you change it to building type, this one, then it goes by, so I have 1 in the grocery store, 1 in the cinema, 1 in the beach cafe, and 1 in the gift shop. So, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. Anyway, alright, and then in the ready tab, again, it's the same by townie type or building type. So this is useful, again, for your tasks. So if I was doing a dancer task, I can see I have 3 of them at the top there. So I can just collect rewards straight away from the ones that I want. Okay. Whereas if I change it to building type, if I was collecting from a specific building, then it's got all my grocery stores together, all my cinemas, all my diners in a row. So if I was doing a grocery store task, I mean, you could always just go and tap on the building itself and collect them if you're doing a building task, which is what I tend to do. Or you can go into the ready tab and just tap them from here as well and collect their rewards. There we go. And now they're all in the leaving tab and it tells me who's waiting for another train to pick them up and who is going home. So that is basically everything. And they, again, idle is all the visitors. So once they've been served and they're jumping on the train, they also show up in there as well. And you can, of course, upgrade your town hall. So mine is already maxed out at level 12 with the 42 visitors, which is the maximum amount that you can currently hold. But I find this town, since they've updated the town hall interface, I found this super useful, particularly for derby tasks. And I will make a video shortly about how I stack for derby tasks and use the town hall more specifically for that, even though I've explained some of it in this video as well. But yeah, I find it super, super useful, particularly for town visitor tasks. Building tasks, not so much, because you can just go into the building itself and then it doesn't really matter. If you tap on the building, it doesn't matter because you're collecting from the one building. However, with a town visitor task, your town visitors are all over the place in different buildings. So I find it super useful for those ones particularly, which I will explain in a later video. So I hope that this was helpful. And of course, if you ask for help, then they will pop up green there. And once they're filled, it will have the tick. So then you can just go see visitor and serve them once someone's filled them for you. So I hope that this video was useful for everybody. I feel like I'm really awful at explaining things. I feel like I ramble too much, so I do apologize if if it feels like I've done that. But I hope this video was helpful for some of you and gave you a bit more of an explanation of how to use it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.